Hey, so today we're going to take a walk through some ways that you can use Chrome web browser to more effectively search the internet. Specifically, we're going to have a look at 5 different tips that are going to help you to search the web better. So let's start with one of the easiest things to control all your settings in Chrome. If we run up to these 3 little circles up here to customize and control Google Chrome, what I'm going to come down to is settings. Once we open up the settings, it brings up a brand new box here that controls all the settings on our computer. And they have this right here that I'm going to type in page. Okay. Now this is going to search for all sorts of things in settings that will have the word page in it. The one that I want to show you that's of specific use is this one here, where we can open a specific page or set of pages anytime that you open Chrome. So what this is really great for, if you visit a site or several sites directly every time that you launch Chrome, you can set it up that they will automatically open for you every time. Unfortunately, this specific setting is enforced by my administrator and I cannot change it. So I open up my school website right there, and I can't change it. But this can be really useful for you. Now, the second tip that I'm going to run by you is the settings itself. How beautiful is this? Any type of Chrome setting that you want to look for, the search feature is beautiful on this. You can type in something like cookies, and when we bring up cookies, it's going to show you how to control your content settings and clear browsing data and cookies and things like that. Say you wanted to customize the fonts and different things that you have in terms of how things are displayed on the screen. You type in the word that you're looking for, and it's going to search through all the settings so that it's going to help you find those things. Okay, so that's all sort of settings and your initial setup stuff. Now let's look more closely at actually searching the web. So let's say that I wanted to search something about a painter. I'm going to type in one of my favorite painters, a guy by the name of Paul Cézanne. So I'm running a simple Google search on Paul Cézanne, and we'll have a look at this one here. So we have Paul Cézanne. Let's say that I have to do a research paper on Paul Cézanne. And what I'm going to try to do with my research paper is compare and contrast him to some other artists and things like that. So here's a beautiful little feature that Chrome offers. If you hit on the keyboard Control F, what I want you to see here is it brings up this neat little box here. And this is going to search all of the plain text that is in the document. It can't search images. It can't search text that's in images. But any of the plain text that's the body of the document here, it can search. So if I wanted to type in something like abstract, Paul Cézanne was one of the first painters to really push this idea of abstraction. So the word abstract shows up in this particular website 3 different times, and it has already here for me the first time that it's displayed. Okay, then I can click this down arrow and it's going to bring me up into the next part of the text where it shows up again. So let's try another one. Let's say that I wanted to compare him to another painter. So I can type in something like Picasso, and all of a sudden Picasso only shows up one time, but I can read about it and see what the comparison is between these 2 painters. So this has obvious implications in all sorts of different research that you might do online. So our next little tip is, if you're reading a particular document, but you're interested in some other idea at the time, you don't want to lose your place here. So let's try searching the word painting, which I bet will show up a bunch of times in here. 8 times that it shows up. Okay, so painting. Let's run down to the next one here, the next one here. Now we have impressionism, Fauvism, Cubism, Expressionism, complete abstraction. Painting is primarily a reflection of visual perception, impressionist, right? So something really neat, you can head right up to the omnibox here and you can type in another term. So say I wanted to look at what impressionism is. Okay, so we've got impressionism there. Now if I hold the Alt key down and click enter, what you're going to notice is it opens it in a brand new tab for me. So I still have my previous tab back here, but now my new tab is going to come up, run a Google search of what impressionism is, and then I can search the sites there. Or maybe I want to look specifically into the images, and I can do an image contrast and compare, right? So if you don't want to lose your space in the last website that you were working on, you press Alt and enter on your Google search, and that tends to work out really well. So let's go back to this Paul Cézanne document again. Now I'm interested in this one, methodical brushstrokes. Now I could do the previous tip that I showed you where I can type in methodical brushstrokes and click Alt and Enter. But here's another way that you can do that. If there's a specific phrase that you're interested in the document, such as this one, methodical brushstrokes, I can highlight that, and rather than typing it up, I can literally click and drag it into a new tab, and it'll do the same thing for me. So it's going to bring up and open up a new tab based on a phrase that you copied from another document. And again, I can jump into the images here and have a look at what methodical brushstrokes mean within the context of this other document that I was reading. So just to run that back at you, we had 5 different tips that are going to help you to search using the Chrome web browser. First of all, we can manage the pages that get opened up whenever you launch the Chrome browser. We can also search our settings for any type of setting that you want to. Hit keywords into that search, right? And you can scan through the settings to customize how Chrome works for you. And then when you're literally looking and doing research on the web, we have a couple of really nice functions that Chrome offers. We can search plain text throughout the entire website that we're looking at right there. We can open a new tab by going into the omnibox, typing in a phrase and clicking Alt and Enter, and it opens it up in a new tab, saving the spot that you were previously. And then the last one is literally highlighting text right in the document that you want. Click and drag that up to a new tab, and it opens a new tab for you. So I hope these little maneuvers are going to help you while you're doing research on the web. Thanks for joining me today.